on to my UFC 154 predictions. You know, it's star-studded with Canadian talent, so I just had to make this video and put my money where my mouth is. So before we can get to the return of GSP, let's take a look at the Facebook prelims.
Steven Seiler takes on Darren Elkins, both men on a 3-fight win streak. I'm going to take Elkins, who will have to worry about a surprise submission, but I feel he should be able to control the fight for a decision victory over the former tough contestant. Ivan Menjivar takes on Azamat Gashimov. Considered to be a top prospect, Gashimov will be making his UFC debut, and despite finishing all of his opponents except for one in the first or second round, Gashimov hasn't quite faced anyone as experienced as Ivan Menjivar. With the hometown crowd by his side, I'll take Menjivar by decision. Antonio Carvalho takes on Rodrigo Dam. Carvalho carries a decade of experience, including a notable win over Hatsuki Oki. Dam has faced higher ranked talent overall in his career, but has come up short in each one of those fights. So once again, with home field advantage, I'm going to take Antonio Carvalho by TKO. Moving into the preliminary card on FX, it's Mark BOCEK taking on Rafael Dos Anjos. Both guys with 10 UFC fights apiece, both guys having faced very tough competition. You know what, I'm going to have to flip a coin on this one, and it looks like I'll take the Canadian boy Mark BOCEK by decision. Alright, a fight I won't be able to play Canadian favorites on. It's Sam Stout taking on John Makdessi. After a highlight reel finish over Kyle Watson, Makdessi has dropped his last two. Now fighting for his job, I'm going to take Makdessi, as I feel we still haven't quite seen his full potential. Whereas Sam Stout, we've seen all the tools in his shed. But either way, I have a feeling that this is going to be a fight of the night contender. Cyril Diabate takes on Chad the Gravedigger Griggs. On paper, this fight has slobber knocker written all over it, and with Griggs' concrete chin, I expect the Gravedigger to pick up the knockout victory. It's Patrick Cote taking on Alessio Sakara in a pink slip on a pool match. Once again, I'm going to take the hometown hero by KO, making it 3 losses in a row for Legionarius. And moving into the pay-per-view portion of the card, it's Mark Hominick taking on Pablo the Scarecrow Garza in a loser leaves town match. Alright, enough with the drama, but I will have to say Mark Hominick is going to have a severe height and reach disadvantage going into this fight. But despite that, we're going to play favorites once more and pick Mark Hominick, second round TKO. Nick the Promised Ring takes on Konstantinos Phillipou, and I'm going to shock the world here. I'm not going with the Canadian. I'm going to take Phillipou by decision, and let me tell you why. I just kind of find the Nick Ring's style is a little bit boring, especially in comparison to Konstantinos Phillipou, who has been putting on some pretty good fights as of late, and with his good crisp boxing, I feel he's going to razzle-dazzle, stuff most of those takedowns, and most importantly, stay off his back. Francis Carmont takes on Filthy Tom Lawler. The French-born fighter is on an 8-fight winning streak, and I expect Carmont to make it 9 in a row. I'm taking Limitless by submission. In the co-main event of the evening, Martin the Hitman Kampmann takes on Johnny Big Rig Hendricks. And if any underdog on this card is capable of picking up a victory, look no further than Martin Kampmann. The Hitman's last 2 fights have been outstanding comeback victories, and I'm going to pick him on my parlay because the reward far outweighs the risk. Also, if Kampmann can pick up the W here, that's going to be 4 in a row, and he's going to put himself into title contention talks. And in the main event of the evening, George St-Pierre makes his triumphant return against the natural-born killer, Carlos Condit. I feel Condit's best chance in this fight is to knock the champion out early, and while Condit is very capable of doing just that, I just don't see it happening, because I'm taking George St-Pierre via decision, and also setting up the highly anticipated super fight with Anderson the Spider Silva. In MMA, there's no such thing as a safe bet, but these are my 5 picks. A $10 bet is going to pay out roughly $100, give or take, come fight night. And with that, I like to throw a $2 parlay bet on every single fight on the card. And with that, we've got George St-Pierre, Kampmann, Carmont, Phillipou, Hominick, Cote, Griggs, Makdessi, BOCEK, Carvalho, Menjivar and Darren Elkins. The odds to a lot of these fights are not set yet, but if I had to make a guess, I'm going to say a $2 bet's going to pay out $200 to $300.
Alright everyone, thanks for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe and keep checking back because we've got great fights that you can't see anywhere else other than the MMA show.